Andrew, purple belt, 6 years.
All right, well. So for the guys that are new to the 6 a.m. class, we do leg locks on Wednesdays. Wednesdays are always no-gi leg locks. Today we're doing the ham sandwich, which is a fairly advanced move, but I believe in teaching advanced stuff to white belts. You guys can still pick this up. If you want to do something different, no problem. We'll move off to the side and do something different. But to get started, let's do our ashi drills. Get ready, Gideon. So this position, we call them ashi drills. Really, it's single X is the position. This position we want to get into, so this is called single X compared to X guard. So people talk about X guard, this is X guard. This is single X, we're just on one leg. So we're going to be going back and forth from single X to center to single X on the opposite side and then back. So the way we do this drill, the reason we call this the ashi drill, on your butt. Oops, sorry. So this is ashi, exact same position, stand up. This is the challenge. You can do it. This is single X. Literally the same position, just whether they're sitting or standing. That's how they kind of refer to it. Call them ashi drills because we're leg guys in here. All right, we're going to start off with our hips are off the mat. So I'm not laying flat like this. I've got my hips up, my knees in my chest. We're going to have at least one knee shield in at all times when we're going side to side. So we're going to kick one leg through, use the hand to rotate our bodies. I can now overhook this. I'm not going to actually grip over, but I could if I wanted to. So the foot is in my armpit. Heel goes up to the hip. I've still got this knee shield in. I'm using that heel to climb up his legs and shoot my hips up towards the ceiling. I'm gonna pinch my knees together. Then I'm gonna come back down to the center. The first thing I'm doing is I'm taking this inside knee, the opposite leg, keeping my knee shield in. Pausing the center, kicking the other leg through. Knee goes up to the hip, climbing up. Just gonna go back and forth. This is a great core workout, great leg workout. And if your abs aren't burning before the minute's up, you're doing something wrong. Because it should burn.
Or you're just incredibly in shape.
It's possible. It is possible. Good to see you again. Alright guys, any questions? Alright, let's partner up. 1, 2, 3. Some more advanced guys partner with the newer faces in here to help them out with this drill. Yep. We'll get him back.
I'll go with you. Alright, I'm not advanced, but I'll try to help.
Justin?
Alright, so I'll go first.
Actually, Cody's got it.
See the ropes.
Andrew, you can do it more. And go. And eat them. And eat the extras. Yeah, good. I'm glad you broke through that dirty habit.
Oh, it was cheating. I didn't even know.
Go to keep at least one knee shield in all the time. Oh yeah, front foot start. All right, now
They go on purpose.
I'm just letting you guys give the newer faces some more visual practice before they do it. That was on purpose.
Always intentional.
Oh, I forgot.
I ain't done this in a minute.
Feel that burn.
My abs hurt from yesterday, Cody.
Good. You have 15 more seconds.
Good as in, or
Good as in, I'm glad that Jeffrey's abs hurt. One day you guys will thank me for these.
Not today.
Not today. Switch off the bottom. The other reason we do these is not only is it a good core workout, good warm-up drill, that ashi is also the most basic leg configuration, like when it comes to like leg locks and entries and positions. It's the basic position. It's the one that you need to get down the most because you can transition to anywhere from there. So the more comfortable you are with ashi, the better your leg game is overall. All right, Okay, no one's starting early this time. And go. Looks pretty good. Heel, really upright, toes pointing out. So really keep your hips together. Get off mat. Heel on the inside, toes pointing out. Toes knee together. Nice. Now go down, reset the center. Good. Now when you come up, yep, very good. Heel on the inside a little bit more, toes pointed out. Yeah, just touch right there. Back in the center. Pause in the center. Get both knees in. Good. Now kick this leg through. Rotate your body. Rotate your body. Good. Now come up. Good. Time.
On your right foot. Yeah, your left foot was always good, your right foot kind of drift just a little bit.
All right, we will go ahead and get right into it. I'm gonna start off with the ham sandwich, and then I will cover some straight ankles for some of the nerve cases in there, just to get you more established with the straight ankle, which is the basic leg lock that works from white to black. But first off, who was here last Wednesday for the ham sandwich? Only a couple of you guys. Only. Okay. All right. We're gonna cover just the ham sandwich in general. Again, you may know some of the options off the ham sandwich. If you want to throw on some of your own options, you can. I'll briefly cover them. But since most people were not here last Wednesday, we're just gonna go over the ham sandwich as a whole. Here, Gideon. So let's talk about first what the ham sandwich is. I'm just gonna show you. This is the ham sandwich. So we call it a ham sandwich. It's a calf slicer, but it's a reverse calf slicer because the shin is going into the hamstring. Typically the shin goes into the calf. So the shin goes to the hamstring. I think we call it a sandwich. I can guess just because there are layers of legs with your meat and cheese and all that good stuff in there. Or some guys just got really high and made up a random name for it, which is also very possible. But I like to think that there's some logic behind it. But this is what we're doing. We're getting to this point. I'm stomping the mat. The damage this will cause is it will blow the knee. It will cause pressure on the hamstring and it can possibly cause some damage to the hamstring. Not likely. What's likely to happen is this will separate the knee joint and blow the knee. All right, so that's the pressure, the damage that you'll find from it. So to get into this, and my guys that are more familiar with the ham sandwich, you're welcome to do the full rep this first time around. But I just want to first practice getting into the position of like control before we actually attack the submission. So I'm going to come around to this side. Alright, so we're in our normal half guard position with our knee shield up. We've got our frame built up. We're on our side. We're on our shoulders in an active half guard. We need to hit this from butter half. Butter half is just another phrase for a single butterfly hook or a butterfly half guard. This is butterfly. I've got both my hooks both my hooks inside. These are both my butterfly hooks. This is butterfly half. I've just got one butterfly hook in. So all we're gonna do is go from this position right here, bring our toes to the inside. We go from half guard to butter half. Very simple transition. We'll practice this entry real quick just to get used to it. But just to practice getting into butter half, it's as simple as scooting our hips back, putting our toes in, and then scooting our hips back in. You don't necessarily have to scoot your hips back. I can go back and forth like this. I almost always will find space. I can push the guy's chest back a little bit. But to practice this drill, we're going to use our legs to extend back. You can put your foot on the mat if you need to, but I like keeping my knee shield in. Extend back, toes go to the inside, pull ourselves back in. Extend out, toes go to the outside, pull ourselves back in. So we're going back and forth from half guard to butter half. Any questions about that? Let's do that for just a moment, just to practice that one step. 1, 2, 3. Now my newer faces, go ahead and practice this, but then we'll work on straight ankles here once we get into the move itself. Go ahead and start working this. My more advanced guys be on bottom first. Let the other guys see it. Gideon, switch from top to bottom. You go first. So you're speeding. That's fine. You don't have to sit up. Use your bottom leg to pull and push your hips back and forth to create that space to get that foot in. So
You want us to, Jeff, you want us to keep our knee on that pec, no matter where your foot is?
well, if you're on butter half versus half guard, there's a little bit different location. I'll talk about that in a moment.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Use your hips to scoot, or use your feet to scoot your hips out. Good. Bring those toes in. Now scoot back in. Scoot back in. Yep. Now scoot out. Yeah. Good. Back and forth like that. Time. Switch. You have reps in right? Yeah, I got it. So keep your chest and your head in deep, like towards the guy's leg. So you want to stay in close, like curled in, and you're scooting your hips back. You're using your legs to scoot just your hips back. Your head and your chest are staying in tight in that half guard position. So right here, get your head in here, curl under good. And you're using your legs to scoot your hips back.
I'm not 100% sure. He's gonna talk about that, I think.
And then when you get in this position, flare this knee up. Good.
Yeah, because I think most of the time you want this like at the head area.
Yep. A few more reps.
Like not up.
So when you're on guard, you can also do it like that. If it comes in, it's just gotta get collapsed down. It's too low like that.
Alright, time. Bring it on in. Over here on this side, my Cody. So as far as placement of that knee, when you're in half guard, a good placement of that knee is off center towards you. You don't want to pass their chest. It's the center line of their chest with your knee, because the further I get across his body, the more likely he can smash my leg down and start to pass. So in that knee shield on half guard, I like to line it kind of right, line up right with his chest, like near side chest and near side pec. When I transition to butter half, my knee was right here. My knee is now even further over. I typically put it right in the armpit. And I don't mind if I get smashed out like this. And we'll get to that in the next couple of weeks of how to hit ham sandwich from here. But if someone smashes me out like this, they completely pass this knee shield. If I've got this butterfly hook in, I am not worried at all, because I'm still going to hit this ham sandwich. I've also got other options from here. So I'm not as concerned about that. But in general, I want to kind of keep this in the armpit, so I do keep him at a distance, because I want to control that distance. All right, let's talk about the ham sandwich. So partners, you're going to kind of set up a little bit, create space for me to reach through if your partner reaches through underneath here. We'll talk about what to do at some point if your opponent is sitting down on their butt, but to be a good partner today, so we can practice this move, make sure you're up just like Gideon is right there. So the ham sandwich, first thing we're going to do is hands going to go to the armpit. Second thing is we're going to go elbow deep underhook on this leg. Rotate around a little bit. Good, right there. So hand in the armpit, elbow deep grip on this leg right here. And from here, I'm going to hip shovel underneath. And I can actually hip shovel immediately, or I can do a little bit of a scoop and then a hip shovel. So either way is fine. But I'm going to go ahead and hip shovel immediately this time. So the hip shovel, for those that are a little less familiar with it, we're going to drop our foot to the mat. We're going to use this foot and this arm to slide our hips under him. What we're not doing is trying to pull him on top of us and muscle him. Instead of trying to pull him on top of us, we're actually sliding our body underneath him. So I'm using this foot, I'm using this arm, and I'm going to scoot my hips under him. And just by me scooting under him, it's going to make his balance kind of fall forward just a little bit. When I do this, I'm turning 90 degrees. So instead of being lined up with him right here, I'm lined up completely 90 degrees. This underhook and this hand in the arm is what helps with that. So I've now hip shoveled underneath. I've got the 90 degrees. Now I'm going to bring my knees to my chest, and I'm going to do a big uppercut with this arm. So I'm going to bring my knees up and bring an uppercut with this arm. At the same time, I'm bringing this foot underneath the shin. So I'm kind of holding his leg up right here. All his weight right now is on his left leg, and I want a nice bite on this left leg. I want to be gluing my ear to his thigh because I don't want him to stand up. If he stands up on that left leg, I have all but lost this position. I've got to try something else. Come back down. So I'm going to hold this down for dear life. While I'm in this position, I'm being mindful that he could step over and mount. Step over and mount. That's a risk. Go back. So to prevent that, I'm just putting my hand right here on his knee to prevent him from stepping over. If he tries to step over now, try to step over, he drops into a waiter sweep. And again, that's one of the options we'll talk about over the next couple weeks as we continue to dive into this ham sandwich. So here we are. Foot goes to the center, hands in the armpit. I'm going to use this foot and this arm with an uppercut to scoop my hips underneath him, while at the same time turning him 90 degrees with my hand. Now from here, my knees are coming up to my chest. I'm doing a big uppercut with my right arm, and I'm underneath him. I'm looking directly at his belly button. I'm not down here. It's going to be hard to continue this position from down here because he's going to base out. He's going to put all his weight down low, and we'll lose it. So I want to make sure that I'm way under here. I'm looking at his belly button, blocking the knee so he can't step over and mount. This foot underneath is just kind of holding this leg bent. If I don't have this foot here, he's going to extend his leg. And extend his leg. If he extends his leg, I've got to try something else. So I want to keep this foot here to keep that leg bent. Now to finish the position, I'm just simply going to grab the calf, slide my leg through, figure four, go from this leg to this leg. I'm going to stomp the mat as I hip in. Who's lost? So here we are again. I'm going to get into butter half. Hand goes to the armpit. Arm. Elbow deep underhook. Foot drops to the center for a hip shovel. I'm going to use that foot, use this arm as an uppercut to hip shovel underneath while turning 90 degrees with this hand. From here, I'm going to do a big uppercut with this hand and I'm going to bring my knees to my chest. When I say bring my knees to my chest, I'm not thinking about lifting him up. I'm literally thinking about bringing my knees to my chest. That's what I want. From here, block the knee, just make sure he doesn't mount me. Grab the calf with my free hand, not the one that's holding his thigh down. Do not want to let go of this until the very end. Grab the calf, kick my bottom leg through, figure four. Now I can let go of this leg, transition to the leg I'm attacking. I'm going to stomp the mat and bridge in. The finishing mechanic. I've got a gable grip, got my elbows pinched in tight. The finishing mechanic is while I'm pulling down, I'm also stomping the mat and I'm hipping up. So that's the finishing mechanic. What I'm not doing, and this is what a lot of people will do, is they will flare this knee out, like really hard. They'll try and flare it out. You will blow your own knee if you flare this knee out, and they have a lot of weight down on you. So don't ever do anything with this. You're not trying to lift with this leg. You're not flaring this knee out. You're stomping the mat, pulling down, and hipping up. Okay? Let's do the rep one more time, and you guys get to rep it. And that's all we're going to get a bunch of reps of this in the rest of the day. All right, here we are. Have half guard with our frame. Switch to butter half. Hand goes to the armpit. Shoot in for an elbow deep underhook. Dropping our foot to the mat. I'm going to use that foot and this arm to hip shovel underneath while I'm pushing him with my hand to form to make 90 degrees. From here, I'm going to big uppercut and bring my knees to my chest at the same time. Catching his leg with both of my legs. I'm looking at his belly button. I'm directly underneath him, blocking him from stepping over into mount. And I can sit here. This is a good position for me to kind of hang out for a moment. I'm not in a rush at this point once I'm this deep. But at this point now I can grab the calf, kick the leg through, drop that foot into the hip pocket, finish my figure four, change my grip to the leg I'm attacking, pulling down, hipping in, stomping the mat. Ham sandwich. Any questions? All right, unless you are new here or new to leg locks and want to try straight ankles instead, head on down to that half the mat and start repping those out. Do one and switch, just go back and forth for the rest of the class. 1, 2, 3. Let newer faces stay on this side.
So how many people know already?
Should
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you guys can choose whichever one you want. That's no problem. Yeah, I'll hang out. Sounds good. I'll tell you what. Did you help? Can you help coach these guys on the ham sandwich? I don't think people are kind of that. Okay, would you mind doing that? Yeah, you're definitely the experienced guy here with that. All right. Have any of you ever done any leg locks? No leg locks, no leg locks? Okay, no problem. You guys did straight ankles with me. You did straight ankles the other day, right? Okay.
I did straight ankles and then I did the knee bar with you and then I've done some more with you.
Okay, great. So I'm gonna give you guys a choice: straight ankle or knee bar or toe hold. Straight ankle is typically the very first leg lock that people learn. You can use it from white to black, and as you get in the higher belts, it's a little less effective. It's less likely to finish, especially with black belt leg locker. It's still possible. Toe holds and knee bars typically aren't legal until blue belt. I don't care about that in here. I'll teach you guys heel hooks at white belt. It doesn't matter to me. But you guys have a preference on straight ankles, toe holds, or knee bars? No preference?
No preference.
Okay, you guys want to work on straight ankles? Let's do straight ankles. Alright. Come here, buddy. Sam?
Yep.
Alright. Jeremy? Okay, great. Yeah, sorry, guys. So it's me and Coach Eugene. We teach in 6 a.m. classes. I teach Tuesday, Wednesday, Fridays, and Coach Eugene teaches on Thursday. So you guys are showing me Thursday. Alright, so let's talk about a straight ankle. Come here for me. And then I'll lay him over here that side. So I'll talk about an entry into the straight ankle position. I'll also talk about a finish. Just a very simple entry, like that feels better. No one's going to just lay on their back for you for the most part, unless they're tired like halfway through a round or something. For the most part, they're going to be sitting up engaged like Sam is right here. But I want to put him on his back to set up this entry. It's really simple. Reach down, grab his Achilles, and I'm going to violently pull him up. All right. Now, if this were actually, come on back up. If this were actually like a match, you'd probably do this a little more aggressively because you're do it pretty rough, okay? And it's very quick. We may be hand fighting, get your hands up. We may be like hand fighting, we're playing this game, and then I'm pulling him up. All right. So I want him on his back, and when I step in, I want to bait his feet to be high. Anytime you're ever on your back, you never want your feet to be waist high because you're putting your feet in the danger zone. So for the most part, you want to have your feet low, probably on the inside. You have some sort of inside hook like this, not on the outside. Unless you know what you're doing, you've got a specific reason. Just keep in mind, in general, you always want to fight for the inside position with your feet. You want to call pummeling to the inside. But sometimes in these scrambles, or sometimes I can force it by grabbing a foot and bringing it up. If I ever find a foot thigh high, waist high, I'm taking that foot home with me. Okay? So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to feet up just for the sake of doing it today. So partner in the back is going to speed up. I'm going to grab this foot by the Achilles. I'm going to clear the opposite leg, and I'm going to step in. I'm going to step into the same side butt that I'm attacking. So I'm stepping like, almost like wedging my foot underneath his butt on this side, cupping the knee. I'm going to put my foot on his heel, and as I come down, I'm going to wrap his foot up. What position are we in? Ashi. Yes, this is Ashi. All right. This is the most basic Ashi Garami means leg entanglement in Japanese. So this is the most basic leg entanglement of the leg lock world. It's very simple. It's the easiest to enter into. It is also the easiest for your opponent to escape from. But we've got a lot of options, but this is where it's kind of like where we start our foundation of the leg locks. So we've come into Ashi. Once I get down in here, I want to switch my foot to the opposite side. I don't want to keep my foot on the same side right here, because one thing he can do is Sam can actually reach down and grab my heel, and from the inside of your legs. Good. Grab my heel. He can actually, my heel, actual heel. He can actually pull that heel towards his belly. Boom. He can heel hook me. It's like a reverse counter heel hook of some sort. So you never want your foot on the same side once you get down here. I'll switch it to the opposite side.
Need to get that back.
I think you get this underneath.
For this finish, where most people make mistakes in finishing the straight ankles is they have a lot of space between their elbow and their foot, and you're also too high on the calf. So those are two things I want to keep in mind as we try to attack this. I'm going to be down low by the Achilles as much as I can. I'm going to eliminate this space between the elbow and his ankle. The way I like to do that is I like to think about my elbows right here. I want to put my shoulder right here. I don't want to roll out this. I actually want to lift up, tuck my elbow in, and then drop my shoulder back where my foot was. Drop my shoulder where my elbow was. And while I'm doing that, at the same time, I'm also doing a big uppercut with my arm. So see how my hands anchor by my belly? I've got this space. Whenever I lift up and rotate in, I'm going to uppercut this arm. My hand shouldn't be so here, but my chest. So we go from right here, there's a gap, hands down low, lifting up, tucking in, and as I'm coming back down, I'm scooting my hand up closer to my chest. Yeah, he's probably feeling pressure on my wrist. So I didn't start the straight into it, he just feels pressure from me coming out of the center to grab my chest. The grip that I typically use, knife edge, has to come up from the top. Then you grip off your hand and turn out as I'm coming over the top. Here we are. Uppercut, hand on my chest, not on my belly. Or my grip. What I'm going to do to finish this is I want to lift my hips up. Whenever I finish, I'm going to think about driving my hips downward towards the mat. I'm not just driving out. I'm actually driving. I'm lifting my hips up and driving down, and I'm looking. How it hurts. I'm looking up at the wall. So the finish is not me looking at my foot. Hey, are you tapping it? Are you tapping it? I'm arching my back and looking up at the wall. And the reason I mentioned hipping up and then going down, we call it a belly down straight ankle. We're not fully back doing a belly down straight ankle would be actually getting up like this and hitting it, but we're kind of getting to there where it's an angle down. Okay? Let's do it all from the beginning. Good. I'm gonna knock him on his back. I've already got my hand on his Achilles. Clear the foot as I step in. Cut the knee. Finish my overhook on this side. Heel goes to his hip. I'm gonna fall back. I want to think about having my butt as close to his butt as possible. I don't want to be out here. I want to be in here. Then I'm going to lift up, tuck my elbow in, uppercut to touch my chest, and then put my shoulder back down where my elbow was. Finish my grip. I'm going to lift my hips up, reach downward, and look up that way when I go. One more time. Put him on his back, clear the foot as I step in, cup the knee as I'm stepping up to the hip, finish this overhook, heel goes to the hip, falling down, squeeze my butt in so I'm butt to butt, and I want to think about raising up, tucking in, uppercutting, drop my own chest, shoulders on the mat, finish my grip, hip up, bridge down towards the mat, arching my back. Alright.
Oh, it's good. That's like a deep tissue massage.
Yeah, you get a bunch of reps in this, just like being like a bruise on your lower calf, upper ankle right there. Any questions, guys? Alright, let's go and partner up. Why don't you two partner up, and you two partner up. I just want to see one rep and switch, go back and forth over and over, okay? 1, 2, 3. Okay. This hand, so go on the hip, separation. Toes pointing up, good. Pinch your knees, good. Right there, I want to see you tuck your elbow in, tuck your elbow in, you get your shoulder on the mat, good, much better. Now, bridge in as you look at the wall. Got the hurts, good job, nice, back and forth. So right here, heel on his hip, good, toes pointed out, pinch your knees together, good. Now one thing I see right now is you are really high on his calf. So you're going to be down, but yep, get on your elbow first, good. And as you come up, you're going to put your elbow back in,
kind of
lay your shoulder, nice. You're still high on his calf, it's possible to finish, it's just going to be tough. So think about loosening your grip up a little bit, sliding down his foot.
Yeah.
Just there you go, good. Now do that elbow tuck. Yep. Now do the elbow tuck and uppercut with your arm. Yes, yes, yes. Now put your shoulder on the mat where your elbow was.
And then there.
Yes, good. Now I want you to lift your hips up. Try to use your bottom leg. Yep, good. Now curve, now double tap your curves, okay? I want you to look up over there and bridge your hips down to the mat.
Drop your shoulder to where your elbow is. And uppercut with that arm.
White belt legal, yeah. This is white belt legal.
Hit
In all competitions.
turn and look away.
Switch. You're very close to your highness calf. Yeah, good. Slide down slow a little bit. Yep, much better. Now, try to see your hands by your belly. Try to do a big uppercut and get your hand on your chest. Yes, good. Yep, good.
You don't have the,
Yep, you can grip it like that. Now, use your bottom knee to lift your hips up. Good. Now, look up the wall and bridge your hips down into the arch your back. That's it. You're right there. Good job. Back and forth. All right, looks pretty good. What I would say, think about butt to butt. The space between your butt and his butt is about right like this. It needs to be about like that. So scoot your, curl your legs and scoot your butt in a little bit more. Curl your legs, good. Now this foot can be down here. Good. Yep, looks much better. Now let's see. I want you to sit forward a little bit. Yep, good. Now what I want, this is good placement. So you're in prime spot to continue this move. What you're gonna do now is you are going to lift your body up, tap your elbow back. Yeah, and that elbow was right here. You want to push it right where your was, and while you do that, do a big uppercut to close that space. So big uppercut with your hand, grab your own chest. Very good. Your hands are still a little bit low, but that's still pretty good. Yeah, good. All right, now left hand can close the grip. Good. Now use this knee to lift your hips up. Good. Now look up and bridge down into his leg and arch your back. Looks pretty good. You're close. That. Good job. And both of you guys, whenever you tap, make sure it's a hard tap. Yeah. And also, I also verbalize tap, especially for like joint locks. If it's a choke, I'm not as worried about it because I'll go to sleep and not care. But I don't want my arm broken or popped or anything like that. So make sure you guys do 3 forceful taps and verbalize down when you do that.
you tap the mat.
I try to tap them if I can, but if not, and I tap the mat, I tap hard to hear it. So I've definitely seen people get injured because they were tapping in practice and their buddies didn't realize they were tapping.
Like you said, get lower or higher on my leg, I guess.
Yep, good adjustment. You should be way up here. And your hand? You want your hand up here by your chest. Big uppercut. Yes, good. Grab your own chest. Very good. Yep, hip up nice. Now look at the wall. Look at the wall. Bridge down into his leg. And arch your back. Very good. You're right there. Nice. Looks pretty good. Yeah, you're a little high on his calf. There we go. All right, now see your hands on your belly. Go ahead and do a big uppercut with the right hand and get, yes, much better. Good. You're still high on his calf a little bit. Yep, much better. So also part of what I'm seeing going on, you're very close. And also notice this leg is almost straight. To get that bent a little bit more, scoot your butt into his butt.
You squeeze that and stomp down this.
Good. Now do your big uppercut. Nice. That looks good. Hands should be touching your chest, not your belly. You're sitting pretty tight right here. Now bridge in and look at the wall. All right, guys, go back and forth. Go look. Looking good.
Further down my
They're all looking good, man. Thanks for helping out. Good. Good. Everyone else seems to be alright. Everyone's looking good. I don't even need to be here. See y'all.
Pretty good, man. That's good.
Our training is complete. Down over the hips. You want to jump in a rep? You certainly can. Nice
transition always feels when I transition after I get after I hit the line and that foot's out there. I feel like I'm always
Well, because you bring your knees to your chest. You shouldn't have to. You should bring your knees to your chest.
I didn't get underneath there. I didn't really.
Yeah, you do that when that's like, and you're going, here's why, you're going up and in, I go out and under. So just right here.
Yeah.
So think about this, when you bring your knees to your chest, think about just slide this foot underneath right there. Knees to your chest, so you still wear your foot in. Just like that. Well, you're not underneath already. You're on your side, you should be on your side, right? You should be on your back.
Because I'm here. Then
Just pretend you just hit shovel.
yeah, I just
Pretend you're right here. Now, bring both your knees to your chest, and as you bring your, see this foot is coming up? Yeah, keep that foot under. There you go, yeah, okay. You didn't uppercut. I know, I'm looking down here. Okay, uppercut and bring your knees to your chest at the same time, and that's my side forward. So I slid it underneath from the outside. Yes, just like that.
Okay.
Just like that.
Okay, thank you. That makes
So you want this, yeah, you want this, yeah, you want this to be down more or less behind his knee. Now you're gonna have to use, now this, where you're at's okay, just be aware, I prefer to already have my heel pop through the other side. This is a better position. If you're right here, it's fine, just be aware that when you're kick this leg through and you grab this out, you gotta have your heel.
Instead of just kind of holding
Which
on
is
to
not a
it,
big deal, it's gonna be,
that
yeah,
goes
just
back
like
right
that.
there when you're standing. If you want to.
Knees to your chest, bring the foot up. What I see you're also doing is you're already placing that knee up by that shoulder. Let me show you real quick. And what you're doing is you're doing a great job. You're also more advanced than me. Yeah. No. So here we are. In the armpit. Knee.
The one that he was doing was
That.
pushing
Hip
aside.
shot. I typically still have this down. I'm not bringing this up yet.
Okay.
Because if I bring this up already and I've already got it spread out, I feel like he's quicker to step out of this. But I don't want him up here for long as I have him up here. But whenever I bring my knees to my chest, I then underneath the outside.
Okay.
So I'm just wanting him here
Yeah.
to here. That's what you were doing.
Yeah.
Like this. Versus just
Okay. That makes sense. Thank you.
Yep.
You guys doing all right?
Pretty good. This is your first day doing jiu-jitsu?
I mean, are you familiar with GSC at all? Christian survival. I mean, I've done some of that.
Okay.
It's more focused on like dealing with gear for like law enforcement. Stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Okay. So yeah, that's what I thought as soon as you said that. Okay. Were you law enforcement?
I'm going through the academy for the area.
Awesome. Yeah, man. Well, hey, that straight ankle is good. That's why I asked you that question because it was pretty good. Nice job. You guys are looking great. Finish your last rep. Nice job. Man, you guys look excellent. So, like, ham sandwich is a very advanced move. A lot of reps over there. Thank you, Gideon, for helping coach over there. Guys doing straight ankles. You guys also look really good. That was all a lot of good reps. So great job. Real quick on ham sandwich. Come here, Ryan. Where are your knees?
Denise.
All right. One thing I want to point out. I didn't mention this while we were talking earlier. Once we get in this position, I want to make sure, actually, everyone come around to this side over here where Ollie is. I want to make sure my free hand, after it goes from the armpit to block the knee, or if it goes from the armpit directly to get my grip, either way is fine. But I want to make sure I'm on the inside of my legs. I don't want to be on the outside, because what he can do is he can counter with the Kimura. And if you guys ever rolled Evan DeWitt, I've got to this position with Evan, and he counters with that Kimura every single time. So there's definitely a good Kimura counter. So keep his arm to the inside of your knee. I kind of tuck it underneath the crook of my knee. I can block if he tries to step over. He's definitely not going to because of this block. Or I can go ahead and grip from right here as well. Once I get my leg entanglement, I still want to finish the grip with my arm on the inside. My knees pointed out, my elbows to the inside. I don't want to be out here like this. Because even when I fully get this locked in, he can still start to fight this. And that's actually where Evan would typically hit it on me. I would get here like, yes, I'm finally going to submit Evan. And then he hits me with more. So, elbow needs to stay on the inside. Ham sandwich, guys. Keep coming back on Wednesdays. We're going to build upon this over the next month or so. There is a ton of options from the ham sandwich depending on what they do. One of my favorite series to work on. Newer faces, keep coming back, guys. We'll keep working some straight ankles and eventually upgrade you to the ham sandwich. You'll get there pretty quickly. Any questions on anything we covered today? All right, let's get a couple of rounds in. On Wednesdays, we do leg locks only for our rounds, so no upper body submissions, legs only. My more advanced guys, just be aware there's some newer faces to legs in here. So we have 2 rules of leg lock day. What are the 2 rules? Tap early. So if you're the person getting submitted, just tap. Don't try to be tough. Don't try to fight out of it unless you're very confident in your leg defense game. Just tap. It's not worth the injury. What's the other rule? Catch and release. So if you're the person applying the leg lock and you get your grip and you're looking at the guy waiting for him to tap, he doesn't tap, just let go. We don't need to crank anything in here. We're not trying to hurt each other. Let's be careful and protect our buddies. All right, let's partner up. We'll get a couple rounds in. Let's start in either butter half or let's start in butter half. Either way, let's start in butter half. All right, 1, 2, 3. All right, slap hands and go. Yeah, full roll. Full roll, leg attacks only though, no body submissions.
Eventually, we'll get something maybe.
Alright, timer is going, not sure why it's not displaying up there, but timer is going on my phone and it'll count down when it's done. The blue light's all not disconnected.
I stopped trying to understand that thing.
feel easy down. Yep, and then this is like that. And then this knee is kind of in the elbow. And then kind of crunch forward a little bit. A little bit more. There you go. Elbow down. Get off your elbow. Right. There you go. And then your hands are kind of blocking me. There you go. Perfect. Ready? Go.
Time! Switch partners, slap hands, and go! Sam?
Hey. You want to stop or bottom? Start down. So better half. It's half guard in. His toes in. Good. Good.
Show me one more time.
I went to work. I'm not finishing. I was focusing on my ELOC so hard. I was ELOC right now. No, we're good. We're good.
This is a calf slice, by the way. Okay. Glue that foot to your shoulder, on top of your shoulder, on top of your right shoulder. Now pinch my foot with your ear to your shoulder. Yes, good. Now draw my heel with your left hand. Right hand can touch your own shoulder. Good. Now what you think about touching your back left shoulder to the mat. So rotate back, no, other way. Rotate back and breathe in. Rotate back and breathe in. That's a knee bar.
Because it's twisting the knee?
Now, well, we add a twist on, but technically knee bar is just a hyperextension.
Okay.
We add a twist, there's a little flare. Yep. Don't look up, your head with my foot. Bridge, keep your arms tight. Yep. And bridge and yep. Put on top of my leg. Right foot. Yep. Good. All right, go.
I'm usually the guy that people get present down.
Done. Did you sign a waiver? Let's have you sign before you get out of here. Don't get hurt until then. Two more rounds. Four. Sorry, okay. Good move of the day on the other side.
Is that the road?
Nope. Grabbing something, not letting go. He's grabbed it and didn't let it go. I like it. You got something? Hold on to it.
Transition to something down.
You won't play that much of that.
What's that?
You won't play that much of that.
Yeah. I guess you just had more range. The long time didn't feel like really anything. I mean, I wasn't gonna escape, but.
Well, I was letting you be in a position for it.
Right. Okay.
That's a leg bar, but it has there's a little bit of a twisted heel at the end.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to crank out too hard early.
So I was just.
Yep. So you had your knee here.
Looks like reverse option.
Yeah, basically, it's honey hole. What we call it, honey hole.
Okay.
Call it honey hole.
Yeah.
Unlock.
Time!
Good job.
Switch pointer, slap hands, and go. No rest.
First day back here for a couple weeks. So,
Okay.
right here, but it's good now.
Yeah.
I like that further.
Yeah.
Just to hold. Yeah. Caught about 100 days. So did how you caught like 100 days every other week, so. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, that's right. We earned that.
I gotta tap as soon as it happens. I'm right now. It's so fun.
Well, just keep doing it.
You on belly.
Thank you, man. Yeah, you might be good.
Yeah, I was 2 o'clock, yeah.
I mean, it's my first day when I was.
Oh, really? I didn't train. Third loss this year. Last place.
Yeah. I didn't do it for one.
Oh, okay.
So, what do you want to You thought you were just listening.
No, it's all right. Oh, I heard time.
You can get back in the hospital if you want.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like toes and all. big chest. And then back it down. I almost lost it. You Yes. Yes. I know.
Time!
Good.
Appreciate it, Justin.
Whoops. Sorry, guys. This may be the first time in the history of 6 a.m. we've gone past 7 a.m. Sorry about that. I think my timer's not working. Sorry, Jeremy, didn't mean to short you on that last one. All right. Scoot down just a little bit, guys. We got a big class today. Scoot all the way down, get everybody in. Right there, Ryan. All right. Jeremy, Samuel, thank you guys for Sam or Samuel? Samuel. Jeremy, Samuel, thank you guys for dropping in today. I hope to see you guys again. So our 6 a.m. classes, we do 6 a.m. every Tuesday through Friday. Tuesdays and Thursdays are just normal classes. Gi one week, no gi the next. We rotate back and forth. Wednesdays are always no gi leg locks, and Fridays are always no gi open mats. We'll just roll for an hour. I don't know if you guys knew this. We park in the back. Do you guys park in the front? Okay, you park in the front.
Well, in the
Okay, yeah. Park in the back. This started during COVID. We had a secret entrance in the back when all of Louisville was shut down. We were still rolling all through COVID. We had to sneak into the back so people didn't think we were in the front. Didn't think we were inside. You can see us inside. We had blocked the front door so you couldn't see in. We just kept it going. It's kind of our thing.
Hell yeah.
All right, guys. Forrest, good to see you again here. Get in here, Ollie. Keep on coming back, guys. Any questions about today?
So on the ham sandwich, if they've got an underhook on you, does that like totally you move on to something else?
Nope, you can still hit it.
Okay.
Here, Ryan. And in fact, one place I love to hit this is if he starts attacking this arm, he's smashing me out, and he starts going for like a straight arm bar or an Americana or something on this arm up there. He goes starts to attack this arm. I'll use it as a bait to come down here. And I always talk about holding onto this and not bringing this arm in to get this grip, but this is one of the rare times where I will finish the grip right here, and now he's got to address the ham sandwich. He's going to let go of that. So I'll use that as a bait.
Okay.
If you guys have ever rolled against Mark, Mark is phenomenal. He is really damn good at jiu-jitsu. I'll counter his arm attacks with the ham sandwich. I don't get the ham sandwich on him, but I at least make him stop what he's doing and address it. That's one of the few ways I can try to survive once he goes to that arm. He's good at attacking his arm.
Secret, then kick my ass. I got it.
Yeah, there you go. All right, y'all, we'll get out of here. Have a good one. Sam, Jeremy, just so you know, we shake hands. Shake my hand, walk through the class, shake everyone's hand.
All right.